If you've ever been down I-77 north of Charlotte, you'll probably know that you cross Lake Norman a couple of times. In reality, you don't cross Lake Norman. The highway is built on land and is not a causeway or a bridge. But the highway is still clearly cutting through Lake Norman. You might also notice that the two cut-off sections of Lake Norman look so calming and relaxing. That's because they are. The second of the cut-off lakes is called Lake Davidson, due to its proximity to the town of Davidson. This is also my favorite paddleboarding spot because I-77 conveniently removes most of the boat traffic that Lake Norman brings. But I've always wondered if water can go under I-77. Today I learned that it does, and so can I. Come with me as I cross under this major US interstate in this hidden passageway. As I began my paddle towards the interstate, I crossed through this channel made for boats to pass the island on Lake Davidson. It certainly looks human-made and may have been dug out before the lake was flooded. The stretch of water by I-77 is a popular place for the few boats that do occupy Lake Davidson. Beyond that, however, the lake is ruled solely by human craft. I love the peacefulness out here, minus the interstate. Floating around the island is fun as the water is fairly clear here and the fishing can be really good. Not too far in the distance is the hidden tunnel under the interstate. Honestly, I'm a bit nervous to check it out. I eventually arrived to what I believe is the hidden tunnel. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't hoping to have to trek through some shallow water to get there. Oh well, here we are. Honestly, the little pool around the tunnel was beautiful. You'll see it as I get up there in a bit. There are little bluegill everywhere, minnows, and some other small fish. Sure, I-77 was blaring in my ear, but it was about to be all over as I went into the tunnel and entered the darkness. This pipe that I saw entering the tunnel, I was hoping it was going to be a water pipe, but honestly, who knows what it could have been. It could have easily been a sewage pipe. Again, oh well, here we are. If water levels were higher, I could have paddled through here. Instead, I had to walk, holding the back of my board up to keep the skegs off of the ground. I used my paddle in front of me as a walking stick because I could not see absolutely anything as I went through here. Finally, daylight emerged in front of me. I'm sure everyone that was hanging out at the Harbor Club here was wondering what the heck I was doing in this tunnel under I 77. But I was here and I was pretty excited to have finally made it across I 77 from Lake Davidson. Being on this side of the lake was a much different vibe than being on the Lake Davidson side. I was dwarfed by the size of some of these vessels. Honestly, I'm even a bit surprised that they're on Lake Norman and not out in the ocean somewhere. But I thought it was pretty cool to hang around the harbor here, check out the vessels, and just enjoy being back somewhere where I could paddle and not trekking through a dark tunnel. Some of these vessels towards the end of the marina were certainly big enough to live in. In fact, some people might actually be living in them right now. From my experience of living in the Lake Norman area, these huge vessels have been here forever, but they're really cool to see, and honestly, I'm not sure again how they got into the lake here. Well, I have had enough of this side of Lake Norman. It's a lot of paddling to get around here, but it was certainly cool just to see if I could get over here and see what I could see. I tried my hand at some fishing, but I had no luck, so time for me to head back in. Coming back in, I could certainly tell that the lake level must be rising because the water was flowing into the tunnel at a little bit of a faster rate than when I came out from Lake Davidson. But it was nothing crazy. I really wish the lake level was maybe like a foot higher and I would have been able to easily paddle through. Well, that about does it for me here. I hope you enjoyed checking out this little tunnel under I-77 on Lake Norman. Super interesting. This is the first time I've been here. I kind of wish I got some other interesting shots of it, maybe even had a flashlight. I really didn't know how dark it was going to be, but it was still a cool experience. And I might wait for the lake level to rise one day and see if I can go back here and just paddle through. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe, like. Definitely check out justchillinoutdoors.com. That's my blog where I post a lot about interesting places around the Charlotte, North Carolina area and kind of beyond the state. So again, thank you.